store recently reset and reopened with all new merchandise. And while that sounds really exciting, it always brings with it incredibly high prices. Like, they do it twice a year, and it's like they've set back all of their really best stuff. And so they're super proud of it when they put it out, and the prices are sometimes astronomical. While I'm happy to help with the charity behind this particular shop, some of these prices are so high you couldn't even buy these items for personal use. I used to really enjoy this thrift store, but lately when I go, I just leave feeling defeated. Not anymore. Today, I'm equipping you with the strategies to defeat thrift store price hikes. This means going to war with the thrift store. Alrighty. It's been 2 weeks since the thrift store reset, so we're gonna head to the thrift store today just to see what the prices are like. Okay, I just had to show you guys some of the actual prices on the items while I was in there. These topiaries were there 2 weeks ago when the store reset, and surprise, they are still there at $60 a piece. There's a used sofa there for $300, you guys, and this metal filing cabinet, that's right, a metal filing cabinet, they're asking $200 for it. This same metal filing cabinet would have been $15 or $20 in there a few months ago. I can't even wrap my brain around $200 for this filing cabinet, but it is still not the highest priced item that I saw in the thrift store today. Like, just brace yourself for a minute. This antique dry sink, as they have called it, $500, you guys. We do have one antique store in our town, and I don't think that this would have been $500 there. Guys, I was determined to find something of value in that thrift store that was underpriced. Like, the thrift stores can't be experts in every single category, so it's basically up to us as resellers to be as educated as we can be in as many things as we can be. So the number one thing that you could arm yourself with in going to battle with the thrift store is knowledge. Knowledge is power, kids. It is the absolute truth. And one way that I gain knowledge is just staying plugged into this community and watching a lot of YouTube. I normally watch what sold videos over haul videos because while it is beneficial to see what people are picking up, it's more beneficial in my eyes to see what those items are selling for. But I'm about to show you guys what I picked up because I found a couple items and I know you're anxious to see in that overpriced of a thrift store what I found of profit. I found this KitchenAid bowl for $6, and immediately I was thinking about the resellers that I follow who part things out, and so I decided to look this up, and there's a number on the bottom. It says KSM 150, so it was super simple to look up. Paying $6 for this, you guys can see here that the comps were actually in the $30 to $50 range. The next item that I found in my thrift store, I was kind of surprised to see because I've never seen anyone in our town wearing Jeffrey Campbell shoes, but Jeffrey Campbell is the brand here. That is kind of a bolo brand for shoes, but guys, this was just the shoe box. So it has this box, this really cool like comic print all over it. There's the rest of the stuff that I bought is in the box, so I'm just going to show you the lid. It has this comic print of like women and empowerment. It's really a cool box. This was only $1, and I could only find one listed. The sold comps look to be about $20 all in for most buyers. I went to see if they had any sealed VHS, and while I didn't find any, I was able to find some sealed blank media. That's always something that you want to be on the lookout for. Now, this one isn't super old, but this one you can tell is quite a bit older. So this particular tape with the gold wrapper on it, pick this up every time you see it. Sold comps, the buyers are all in around $17 or $18 for this one tape. I paid $0.25 for this. Paid $0.25 for this one also. This one probably won't get listed right away because it's only worth about $5 on its own. So I will hang on to this and actually lot it up with some blank media cassette tapes in the future. I'm kind of excited about this next find because it is 100% because of what I just told you, watching YouTube videos and checking out other people, items that they sold, that I even thought to look at this next item. And it's by large my most profitable item that I picked up today, something that most people I believe would walk right past. One of my friends, Courtney, Bolo Buddies here on YouTube, told me about this item and is 100% the only reason I even stopped to see if they had anything. And guys, I was blown away at what the thrift store had undervalued. These hair clips might not look like much, guys, and that's the whole point. The thrift store is consistently going to undervalue something like this, but these hair clips, guys, these are made in America, vintage, and they're really high quality hair clips. The brand on most of these hair clips, save for these two, is Goody. That's really important to know. And when I first picked these up, I thought, I can't tell if these are Goody. I could see some numbers and I could see USA marked on most of them, but I could not find a brand anywhere. And then I realized those those weren't numbers, that does say Goodie on the right side here, and it says USA on the left side. They have these priced at just $1/4 a piece, and I'm gonna throw up some sold comps here so you guys can check it out. Some of them were selling for $15 a pair. You could get about 8 for 20 bucks, or there was an entire lot of 38 of them for $75. Guys, I think I have 28 here all together, and then I also have these that I think you can do some kind of a weird bun with. I'm not really sure. I never did my hair like that. And then this is called a banana clip, right? So yeah, I'm super excited about these guys. I ended up with about 28. So let's say I spent $7 on these, and I will be able to turn that into $75 without any problem. I spent $14.50 on all of these items, and I stand to turn them into about $173. But what other profitable categories are thrift stores overlooking? To answer that question, as I stated before, it's far more important to see what sold. So let's check out some items that I just sold, what categories they were in, so that you know what to look for next time you're in the thrift store. One area that the thrift store may neglect to overprice would be the perfumes, toiletries, any bathroom products. This may just look like some fancy old bottle. This brand here, or the type of perfume, is Madame Roca's. So I actually didn't get this at a thrift store. I got it in an estate sale, but they also underpriced it because this isn't like Chanel or some really well-known brand. Guys, I paid either $2 or $4. I want to say I paid $2 for this. Can you believe I just sold this bottle for $82 plus shipping over on eBay? A couple things to note is that I didn't sell the perfume, I sold the bottle, because you cannot sell used perfume on eBay. Another thing to note is the shipping needs to be parcel select ground or any type of ground transportation, and you do need to declare that there's like perfume because it's flammable, it's explosive. It doesn't need to go in the plane, and it cannot go in the plane USPS. I actually just sold this Estee Lauder powder also. It's not full. It's probably 25% full. That's what I detailed in the listing. This is a vintage Estee Lauder Renutriv face powder, sheer bisque with a frosted jar. Just sold you guys for $25. I paid $2. No, I'm sorry. There it is still. I paid $1 at my local thrift store for this. So they didn't overprice this one either. At a local mom and pop style or church thrift store, these calculators generally won't be overpriced. Goodwill kind of does know about the Texas Instruments calculators, but this one was literally listed less than 24 hours. It's a TI-83. It's a graphing calculator. So anytime you see these calculators with the big window here, yeah, this one sold for $22.36, and I paid $1 for it at my local church thrift store. So a lot of times the big name brands in kitchen knives will be marked up, but this one, the brand is Caesars. So I could tell from the font there that this was vintage, and look, this actually goes all the way through the handle here. So that was another reason why I picked it up. Paid 50 cents for this and just sold it for $9.50 plus $5 shipping, which will be plenty for shipping on this item. I got this vintage Tupperware bowl with the lid, and also has like the slicer and grater here. This just sold you guys for $18.99 plus $8.50 shipping, and I feel like at most thrift stores you wouldn't pay more than a couple dollars for something like this. I actually got this as part of a private pick, but I wanted to include it just so you guys know vintage Tupperware is always good money, and it's always really easy to identify it, because let me show you a little trick here on identifying it. So vintage Tupperware here. At the back you can see it says Tupperware there at the top, and down here it says Tupperware, Orlando, Florida, USA. We see down here at the very bottom 786-2. If you just type in Tupperware 786-2, then the exact item is going to pop up for sold comps over on eBay, and you can find out exactly how much it's worth. Now on the lids, same thing, says Tupperware there, made in USA, and then down here at the bottom, it has its own number, which is 230-26. And then this piece will actually have a number somewhere on it as well. So as long as you can find that number, this number here is in the middle on this one, 787-3. So you can find out exactly how much all the Tupperware pieces are worth. Always look up the Tupperware. It just looks like cheap plastic to a lot of people in thrift stores, but I mean, this was like a $20 bill just sitting there. Now, selling records is definitely a labor of love, but this Van Halen one only cost me $1/4, and I just sold it for $9.99 with free shipping. It won't cost a whole awful lot to ship, so I'm making a couple bucks on it, but definitely, especially these singles like this, look for these in the thrift store because they are often undervalued. But I am telling you, records take a long time to sell if you don't have some like huge heavy hitter. So this Van Halen probably took 6 to 8 months to sell, and I only was asking, like I say, $9.99 with free shipping. But But you know, these are easy to store, easy to ship, so it might be something you would consider getting into. A cordless home phone system like this is often undervalued at the thrift store as well. I only paid $1 for this and I was able to sell it for $14.49 plus shipping. So the buyer is all in at like $25 almost on this item. So I consider that a good flip from $1 investment. I am also shipping out this Lionel Train refrigerator car. This guy is a little farmer and these are little milk jugs. Isn't that adorable? It's very dirty. It needs some repairs. So I sold it for $15 plus $8.50 shipping. You know, something like that could be undervalued depending on your thrift store, but I feel like if they see that L and know that it's a Lionel Train, then they're probably going to overprice it because again, it was only worth $15 plus $8.50 shipping. So beware of the big names in like antiquing, and the thrift stores may be wanting to price those up. Now to contrast that, this one is a steel bodied engine and it does have this little coal car behind it, but guys, this thing was in very rough condition. It is not Lionel, it's actually a Marks 333 engine. Guys, this thing is covered in rust, needs a ton of repairs, and I just sold it for $99.50 plus $12 shipping. I show you these two just to show you, like, again, this one is the one that I feel like most thrift stores probably would have overpriced, and then they might have underpriced that one because it's Marks brand, and the Marks ones just don't go for as much. But yeah, I got 10 times as much almost for that one as what I did this one. So again, when you see Marks on any type of vintage toys, definitely look that up. Now on this train, I'm going to zoom in here. This is actually what the MAR. So that was what the Marks brand looks like on a train. If you don't see that familiar L for a Lionel Train, and if you do see that, that's a Lionel Train, then look for this MAR. That's the X is like in the back. That's a Marks train. Cross-stitch patterns are another thing that the thrift stores often underprice. These were, as you can tell, 50 cents a piece. I got 3 of them, but one of them has this highlighter mark on it. So really, I'm kind of selling 2 and throwing this one in. But guys, I just sold this for $14, well, $13.98 plus shipping for these 3 cross-stitch patterns. I only paid $1.50, so I'm definitely pretty close to 10 times my money on these. And I feel like thrift stores often undervalue these. Last item I'm going to show you guys is this men's satin bomber jacket. This is just blank, meaning there's no embroidery, no name or anything on it. It's from the 80s. I just sold it for $35 plus $8.50 shipping. I picked this up for $3 at the thrift store because it is, you know, around here anyway, it's pretty out of style, but that's not the style everywhere. I mean, obviously somebody really appreciated it. So $35 plus $8.50 shipping. Look for items that might not be in style in your area. That's how I pick up old jeans here too, because they're old jeans here, but they're vintage Levi's to people out on the West Coast, right? So maybe try to hunt around in your thrift store for something that's plentiful, but not super popular where you're at. I only thought I was done telling you guys what sold. This just sold. This Dream Phone game. This is a bolo. This is something to look out for, okay? And Mall Madness is also. But this Dream Phone game, I picked this up at Goodwill in Illinois, like just outside of St. Louis. And guys, I still have the sticker on it. I need to check this off. I'm glad we're doing this video. $6 at the Glen Carbon Goodwill. Just sold this. The buyer is all in at $181. They bought it for $140 plus shipping. Yeah, from $6. This is something Goodwill probably wouldn't price up. There you go. While it's true thrift stores are marking up prices, there's really nothing you can do about that. Blaming something completely out of your control for your business failures is basically handing the keys to your store to some stranger on the street. Instead, take back control. Find the areas in the thrift stores in your community that are still profitable, and above all else, treat your business like your business. Alrighty.